Hello, Tesla Cats. This is Tesla-chan, or Lucy if you'd prefer, and welcome back to the garden. Now, I think it's time for a little change, don't you? It'll be explained soon enough, but, sorry, this'll just take a second. Sorry about that. Do I look a little different to you? All joking aside, I know, another one. Wow. I technically recorded this a while ago. I'll put some text on the screen right about now for when I finally put it on my Google Drive. I had other audio, but yeah, there's a couple reasons why I didn't use that. One, to be very specific, I was gonna do a whole corner animation with this Toonsona. I was eventually going to do some more sketchy animations with the Toonsona. I was gonna have a little character bobbing on my shoulder. It was a whole thing. And then crap kind of hit the fan as far as my current life situation. So that got thrown out the window. That being said, I really hope you like the redesign. I promise this is the last time I redesign this character. I really, really, really promise this is the last time I redesign this character. With that being said, I decided to lean more into something silly and kind of got inspiration from another YouTuber that I started watching not too long ago. I found them on TikTok, and their name is at Potato Blue. Potato Blue has a Eldritch Abomination, air quotes Eldritch Abomination. She has never really explained or fully talked about what the storyline in its entirety for her character entails. So I decided to fall into a little bit of a silly, kind of half cringe idea for my own online persona. I am not so much an Eldritch Abomination, but sort of an Eldritch Abomination at the same time, that can control ink and make living things and objects out of ink. My background consists of inklings, which is that giant mass of ink behind me, and I just wanted some fun stuff to play with, so that way if I could ever get myself into a place where I was able to do animations, potentially hire somebody to do something like a VTuber model for me, or whatever that happened to be, that I could have some things I could play around with for streaming purposes. Also, I just kind of like the idea, because I like to draw way too much. I have way too many ideas. If you're anyone who's followed either of my channels for any length of time, you'd know that I have way too many ideas that never get finished or never get off the ground. And for that, I deeply apologize, because this is not a thing saying that I'm going to be getting on a normal recording schedule. In fact, let's jump into what I really wanted to talk about outside of what this character is, who she is, and how she represents me. Let's get right into that. So, as far as this channel goes, I have been wanting to do more regular content on here and have not been succeeding. So, recommendations for what you guys would want to see me do on the channel and what you guys might be interested in would be greatly appreciated. I really find that I struggle with figuring out exactly what I want to do, and although I want to practice things like animation and other things, I end up chickening out, or like recently shit has hit the fan. So any recommendations or thoughts on my artwork and constructive criticisms are appreciated. I do plan to write scripts for these videos going forward if I just end up rambling or whatever, so that we don't end up with lots of crap in between all of this other stuff. Now, with that being said, the reason it took so long for me to not only re-record this audio and stuff like that has to do with some personal life things. Some of the inklings in the background I made just for fun, but the one that ended up on the side I was doing as a tribute and remembrance of a black cat named one of my pet cats that I had lost 2 to 3 years ago now, and I still had his brother around. His brother also then passed recently, and then I had something even more tragic happen, and although it has guided me to want to be better for my own sake, whether that be health-wise or otherwise, I just didn't have the motivation to continue the animation that I had originally intended for this. It's also opened some other doors too, as I have a job that I'm technically doing, but it requires me to be at home constantly. I worked at a store as a cashier for a little while, for like 5 years, and recently, as of recording this, had my last day at that job. I had some other things going on, and maybe I'll make a video more in depth about stuff that happened before this video a little later on. I'm just not ready to cover that for this video. So I will have plenty of time to do a lot of other things that I initially would not have had time for. But with that being said, I find that I'm kind of at a loss. If you look at my channel, like I said, I kind of just jump all over the place. From saying I'm going to do gacha videos, to only making like one, to recording voiceover or read-throughs of my own fan fictions and stuff like that for the channel, and putting random fan arts in the background and not intending to necessarily monetize said videos. To mini animations that are like over 5 years old from Flip-A-Clip that I only did like 0.2 seconds of, to a lot of other things. With that being said, I do have a couple projects in my mind of things that I want to do. Outside of the animation stuff, I want to create my own webcomics and stuff like that, and I'm hoping I can kind of springboard off of that and try to eventually learn how to use things like Procreate Dreams, which I downloaded in the hopes of using that on my iPad for making animations, and even planned to use for this video. But like I said, that idea got trashed. So I can hopefully eventually do some animation-y type stuff. In fact, I took a mini break between working on this thing called the Palladium, which if you've seen my YouTube short, you'll know what I'm talking about, to do a pause to create OC from another YouTuber that I've been watching lately. So, with that being said, I want to know, again, just what you guys want to see. What you guys would be interested in me doing. What you guys would suggest for things that you would want to see in general, but just suggestions for things that you think might help my channel and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll let you go ahead and finish watching the speed paint for now, and I will meet you again at the end of the video. See you soon. And welcome to the end of the video. Now, I'm going to have two versions of this scrolling on screen, and I'm going to want you to tell me which one you prefer, whether or not you like the background color or not behind all of the mess and menagerie of inklings for my character or not. I think I've had people say they like the background color because it makes things pop more, but I also think I've had people in my life tell me that they like it without the background color. I might even just in a little while post a poll with the two pictures in question so you can see them better, because unfortunately iMovie on the iPad does not allow you to full screen images. So, oof. But with that being said, I hope you did enjoy this video. Please feel free to comment down below and share the video around with friends you might think are interested in this stuff, or find something else on my channel that you think would interest people. Thank you for stopping by and relaxing in the garden with me, and I'll catch you Tesla Cats in the next one. Bye!